This right here is the Mississippi State Veterans Home in Oxford, Mississippi. Incidentally, my Aunt Cheryl, my dad's second eldest sister, went to college at Old Miss here in Oxford. She passed away in 2009. I don't actually know if it was a drug overdose or a suicide. But I was close to my Aunt Cheryl. Anyway, so my grandpa Huckabee had Parkinson's, and for many years of my dad's young life, and I think older life, my grandpa was a pretty severe alcoholic, and he and my dad did not have contact for many years. And when he married my mom, I think between my mom and my grandma, they encouraged him to reconnect with his dad. And they did. And when I was in high school and college, after I had gone to go live with my dad in Redfield, South Dakota, my grandpa would come up every fall for pheasant season. And I really enjoyed getting to know my grandpa Huckabee. And apparently when I was 4 years old and he lived somewhere in Mississippi, I caught a giant catfish. And I don't remember this, but from that time forward, my grandpa referred to me as Handy Mandy Catfish. That's what he always called me. And I got a tattoo on my left foot of a catfish with Handy Mandy Catfish, and when I showed it to my grandpa at some point, he said to me, "Handy Mandy, don't you think you'd remember your nickname without getting it tattooed on your body?" So in 2013, my dad called me because his sister Jeannie had called him that their dad was dying. So my daughter and I drove over from Wyoming to where my dad lives in South Dakota to drive together with him and my stepmom down here to Oxford, Mississippi. And our plan was to stay overnight, I think, in like St. Louis, Missouri. And I was driving that night because my dad and stepmom couldn't see very well driving at night. So I had been driving for a number of hours. And just before we pulled into a gas station before we were going to go get a hotel, my Aunt Jeannie called my dad. And she said, "Bo," that's my dad's nickname from the southern folk. She said, "Bo, I don't think Daddy's gonna make it through the night." And I watched my dad's face intently. He didn't say anything, but I could see the pain. So I went into the gas station to pay for the gas, and I bought 2 of those 5-hour energy drinks, which I don't recommend anyone drinks. They're not good for your heart. But I bought 2 of those. I got in the car and I chugged them, and I drove from about St. Louis, Missouri to Oxford, Mississippi to get my dad to his father. He didn't ask me to. He didn't say a word. But I knew it was important to him to see his father before he died. And I think we got here at about 1 something in the morning. The last hour or so, I was deliriously tired and was hallucinating through the winding, wooded roads of Mississippi. And we got here. And within about 45 minutes, my grandpa died. That was a gift that I chose to give to my father. And I'm glad that I did that. And so this was the last location between here and Memphis, and this area was the last location the last time that I came down south with my dad in 2013 when my grandpa died. We stayed for the funeral in Memphis. I stayed at my Aunt Jeannie's house. Oxford, Mississippi.